Connor Hall. Butterbean will bring the field into the Death Wish Coffee start zone. Sit back and enjoy this one at the Diamond of the Southeast. We're racing in the Cookout 225. And early on, no saving out of Butterbean yet. He'll duke it out with Connor Hall, the two Langley Speedway natives. Going side by side, Butterbean will just have it at the line and steal a point away in the championship standings from Connor Hall.
How titanic this battle could be. This is everything you want in the Z-Max Cars Tour presented by Sound Gear, and we haven't even completed a lap and a half, and Connor Hall with the big send there and sticks it right in front of Butterbean to take the lead. Points leader for Nelson Motorsports, Connor Hall to the lead. The last time the Z-Max Cars Tour was here in March of last year. Hard to think it's been a year and a half since the Cars Tour specifically has raced here, but Vinny Tyrell is one of the drivers who excelled, and I talked to him because his car faded towards the end of that race last March, and I asked him, what are you going to do differently this time around to make sure that you've got tire at the end? And he told me, honestly, I think I'm going to try and run more to the stopwatch. I'm going to try and worry less about the cars around me and make sure that I run to the pace that I need to so that I have some tire left. But it doesn't look like it now. He's finding his way to the front and around Connor Hall for the race lead.
I was about to say, that pace is fast. Minnie Tyrell leads his first lap since New River All-American Speedway earlier this year. And he was competitive in that one as well. You can see Chad McCumbee has jumped up to the outside trying to get by Connor Hall. The lap times have been going back and forth. Hall ran an 18.6 on the opening circuit. Now he's down into the 19.6s. Chad McCumbee, well, you can see right there, 3/10 faster. So McCumbee definitely trying to be a little bit aggressive to get that track position. Now the problem is you get a bunch of cars like this at the front of the field. How hard is too hard? Problem down the back straightaway. It is Isabella Robusto in the middle of turns 3 and 4. It looks like she may have a flat tire, and that will bring out a Shitty Coolers caution.
Minnie Tyrell will lead the field through the Death Wish Coffee restart zone and back to green flag racing here at Florence.
Bobby McCarty was one of those cars that jumped up in the second lane to try and take over the top spot as somebody had a problem there on the restart. I believe it was Andrew Grady who had trouble getting through the gears. He's fallen back. He didn't hit anything, but he lost all of his track position. But we continue to roll on here. McCarty up into second. Jacob Hefner right now rolling on the top side, trying to take third from the 16 of Chad McCumbee. Looks to have it easily off at turn number 2. And here comes Ryan Millington also trying to join that party. Oh, in trouble, and that's Robusto again. We just saw that and that is a tough spot for the spotter stand here to try to see her. Was just mentioning the fact that she had pulled in, she had not been officially scored a lap, and I think she just made it out of the pit lane and immediately out of turn 2 has a problem. Lap 17 will complete 18 this time around when we get back going here at Florence Motor Speedway.
Tyrell with that great run on the high line. We've seen that high line work on restarts all night long. Carson Hosevar pointed it out in the Pro Lane model race. It plays true again for Minnie Tyrell as well. And Chad McCumbee now trying to follow suit and work his way around the high line, get around Bobby McCarty to take over the second spot. McCumbee, I think, very clearly values the track position, and I have a hunch that he may be pushing that car a little bit harder than he would normally. I wonder if he thinks we may not go all the way.
Kelly in the top of the number 21. Of course, the Sundrop Chevrolet of Dale Earnhardt Jr. has taken a very conservative approach, as we have seen every time that he's either run out here or in the Hampton Heat. He's trying to save as much as possible and hoping that the race comes to him. And we saw it a lot. In the icebreaker, he raced up towards the front of the field, as there indeed is the Shitty Coolers competition caution. Into the Death Wish Coffee restart zone. Launch on the top side is about even between the 81 of Tyrell and Ryan Millington on the inside. Millington dives it in deep and looking for the top spot off of turn number 2.
Millington tried to ride it high within that low line just to keep tabs and keep a fender alongside Minnie Tyrell, and it's worked, I think, just a little bit as they come across the stripe. And Tyrell this time does receive the iRacing Halfway Leader Award. So Minnie Tyrell picks up the money. Minnie Tyrell leader halfway.
Butterbean looks like he kind of hopped that car getting down into turn number 1, as we saw a lot of bunching up, a lot of stacking up for about that 6th position on back, but right now confident to be able to try and drive through the field. He makes up another spot. He passes the 44 of Connor Jones, so clean up another marker with now 61 laps to go.
Lenski's had some good success here in Cars Tour competition specifically. He was 6th in 2021, 8th in 2023.
Oh, here comes Junior. Top side, 3 wide. Not enough space to make that happen. He has to check up. That was close.
That it could have gotten very wild very early, and it may get wild ahead of them. They're trying to go 3 wide on the back straightaway. Contact there between Brent Cruz and Ryan Glinsky as Casey Kelly just hangs on to it there in the middle, and Dale Earnhardt Jr. is tucked in behind all of them.
Of all the races that we've seen Dale Earnhardt Jr. run here at Florence Motor Speedway, I have not seen him venture up that high just yet and try to make some hay up there, but he's doing it right now. He's looking to the outside of Ryan Glinsky. Again, this is back here for the 20th position that Junior's running in now. Brent Cruz kind of leading this line, and oh, that's not going to work. Everybody checks up Cruz into the wall. Kelly and Junior somehow managed to avoid him.
Is there damage to Cruz car? A. B. Look who else is in there. We barely talked about Raja Caruth all night, but the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series driver down to the inside of Brent Cruz as Junior looks to the high side of Casey Kelly for position down the front stretch.
I think he's getting out of Dodge. You think the opposite of Denny Hamlin when he feels like the pack's coming apart in a super speedway. Junior wants to see you later as the fans start to respond. He gets by Brent Cruz and a couple of drivers to get up front and to the outside of Raja Caruth. Let's see how much tire he's got. He easily goes by Raja Caruth. And now a battle for the race lead. Ryan Millington, Mini Tyrell, side by side down into turn number 3.
Cheers for Junior throughout the grandstands. Eyes on the front of this field as Ryan Millington goes to the point. Not the first time we've said that in the last few races, but it's all about trying to finish one of these races off. They've had all kinds of speed the last month and a half and just have done everything but put it in Cookout Victory Lane. How big it would be for Ryan Millington if he can hang on to this 44 laps to go. Millington, your new leader at Florida.
Again, this was kind of separate. You see McCumbee go on by. And that is the double. That started with Landon S. Huffman and Chase Burrow. Mini Tyrell, Ryan Millington into the Death Wish Coffee restart zone. Great launch on the top side as we've seen all night long for the number 15 Leisure Time Reynolds Chevrolet. He holds the top spot, but for how long? Matt Cox, great drive off the corner. He may be looking to try and make a move off of turn 4.
It was a great jump for Ryan Millington. It was not a great one for Mini Tyrell initially, but he's battled back on that inside lane to draw even with Ryan Millington. Cox is there. Butterbean there too has found his way to the top 5, and he's brought Connor Hall with him. The 2 championship contenders just cannot separate themselves. Approaching 25 laps to go at Florence.
So many drivers you can see up here at the front of the field trying to hang on. Meanwhile, a couple of drivers that saved their tires, including Ryan Glinsky, still trying to make some hay on the top side and was able to make up a couple of spots on that restart. You can see Dale Earnhardt Jr. doing the same. Still side by side for second. Tyrell trying to clear Matt Cox. 2 cars that are even in terms of pace right now, and Tyrell's actually going to complete that pass. He's back up into second. Get up into the second position to try and chase down Ryan Millington. And could we be tuned in for part 2 of Brendan Queen and Ryan Millington if he could chase down that 15 car in the next 21 laps?
I don't even need to know if we have to write any storylines. Just play back the tape from Ace and how intense the battle was between Butterbean and Matt Cox, who aggressively shoved his car right down in front of the Aaron's machine to block off Cox on the inside. And Butterbean now into second, working the high lane, trying to reel in Ryan Millington and find his way back to Cookout Victory Lane with 20 laps to go.
So does Millington fall back into their clutches? Meanwhile, Junior ripping the top side. Again, haven't seen a whole lot of this out of him in his ventures here to Florence Motor Speedway. Maybe this is what we come to expect in the South Carolina 400 a little later on tonight.
Yet again, he brings the fans to their feet as Dale Earnhardt Jr. tries to find his way into the top 10 to the outside of Bobby McCarty. He'll complete the pass down the back straightaway. Then he'll have to pick and choose where he wants to go as he's got Trayton Lapsevich and Jacob Hefner up there, and he's going to go all the way to the high line to try and make the pass on the Canadian.
And he's able to get out there again. As soon as he got clear of that battle of Cade Brown, it has not been difficult for him to try to make up those spots. So Junior up into the top 10 as he gets by Trayton Lapsevich with 5 laps to go. Only a couple of more corners to do it. White flag in the air here in the Cookout 225. It has been close for Millington, who lost one at Hickory. He lost one at Ace, but he is going to win it tonight. Ryan Millington, for the second time, is a Z-Max Cars Tour winner, and he gets it done in the Cookout 225 at Florence.